What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. Happy holidays. Are you getting ready here? Are you already celebrating here? Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Festivus. Let me know if you know what that is here. Yeah, we're getting close here. We're getting close. We're already there if you celebrate Hanukkah. We got a lot going on here. Government funding bill, $1.7 trillion here. Take a listen.
Right now, senators are voting on a series of amendments ahead of a vote on the $1.7 trillion government funding bill. Negotiations hit a major sticking point over a last-minute push by Republicans to add an amendment to reinstate the Trump-era immigration policy known as Title 42. NBC's senior national political reporter Sahil Kapoor joins us from Capitol Hill. NBC's Josh Lederman is standing by at the White House. So, Sahil, do we know how lawmakers were able to finally reach a deal?
We do, Jose. After a 2 a.m. impasse, the Senate has reached agreement to hold a potpourri of amendment votes, 17 specifically, followed by final passage of this $1.7 trillion government funding bill. It is expected to pass. The legislation moved forward with 70 votes, and the snag last night was about protecting the coalition behind this bill. So Republicans had demanded an amendment pushed by Senator Mike Lee of Utah relating to Title 44, assuring that it would stay in place and defunding the office of the Homeland Security Secretary unless it wasn't. That was obviously not going to fly with a lot of Democrats, particularly in the House. They feared that that was a poison pill that if it passed the Senate would doom the entire piece of legislation. So what Democrats did, which we've seen here in these internal machinations of the Senate, was they created a side-by-side amendment, an amendment by Senator Kyrsten Sinema that would temporarily keep Title 42 in place and also provide extra funding for immigration courts, border enforcement, ICE detentions, and that sort of thing. That amendment is expected to fail. So what you have is two amendments that are expected to fail, and the bill is likely to move as is to the House of Representatives, maybe with some minor changes, but no poison pills. That's what Democrats were determined to prevent, and Republican leaders who support the bill. And they appear, for the moment, to have achieved that. This bill is likely to achieve final passage sometime in the next few hours, Jose. And let's not forget what it does. $1.7 trillion, $45 billion in aid to Ukraine. It's not a coincidence that the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, was in Congress just last night making his case for the importance of U.S. assistance. It would also include a major rewrite of election laws to prevent another January 6th by closing the loopholes that former President Trump and his allies tried to use to stay in power, even though he lost the 2020 election. And it would give the Justice Department another $200 million for U.S. attorneys that they can use to prosecute January 6th cases. Finally, it would ban TikTok on government devices for national security reasons. After this, it goes to the House of Representatives, Jose, where the bill is also likely to pass. President Biden has said he will sign it into law.
And any idea, Sahil, what the process as far as timing is on this? So now you're saying that just within hours the Senate could deal with it, and then it would go to the House, and then finally to the president's desk. How long would that process take?
Well, in the Senate, it's likely to happen over the next few hours. Some of these amendments will either, if they're, agreed upon widely, will happen by a voice vote. The Senate is trying to hold members to 10 minutes per amendment. Let's see if they actually do that. That tends to be more of a hope than a reality. But after this, Jose, it goes to the House where it can be processed very quickly. They don't need unanimous consent to do things. It would go through the Rules Committee in a matter of hours, and within a matter of hours on the floor itself, a brief debate and a final vote after that, they can get it done before the Friday at midnight deadline if the Senate holds to its schedule.
And Josh, any reaction from the president yet?
Not yet, Jose. We've asked the White House how they feel about this deal, as well as how quickly the president will sign it into law, presumably very, very quickly, because after the initial text was released, the White House Budget Office called it a compromise, said that the White House didn't get everything they wanted out of this compromise deal, but instead, nonetheless, urged senators to pass it without delay. And so we do expect the president will sign this legislation pretty much as soon as he receives it, not only because of the importance of keeping the government functioning, but because, as Sahil mentioned, the $45 billion in this package that is for not only Ukraine, but also our NATO allies, really critical to President Biden's ability to deliver on the long-term commitment to Ukraine that he made during that visit yesterday with President Zelensky.
I mean, I guess it would total, when you add these $45 billion, almost $100 billion that Ukraine has been given.
It's a huge amount of money. We're already well north of $20 billion, as President Biden mentioned several times as he hosted President Zelensky yesterday. Those numbers are only expected to increase, which is a part of what the U.S. hopes will help to spur its allies, frankly, in Europe to continue spending money as well. The fact that the U.S. Is continuing to put skin in the game, President Biden hoping that that will continue to be the case even next year when Republicans are in control of the House.
Also, some major retirement changes here in this bill. Take a listen.
Huge omnibus spending bill could be the final measure passed by this Congress, and buried within it are actually some big changes for retirement plans. Let's get to Ylan Moy with the latest on what it means for you. Ylan.
And Kelly, Washington wants to encourage Americans to save more money, and it's close to passing a bipartisan bill that could help households grow their retirement income and guard against financial emergencies. The Secure Act 2.0 would require companies to automatically enroll new workers in a 401k plan starting in 2025. Now, employees can still opt out if they want, but by making this the default, workers are expected to increase their retirement savings by $40.5 billion over a decade. The bill would also allow companies to set up emergency savings accounts for workers who can fill it up through automatic payroll deductions. Devin Miller is CEO of SecureSafe. It's already working with businesses to provide this benefit, and he said many even kick in a matching contribution.
Right now, emergency savings is the #1 financial priority for the average American. And right now, it's the thing that everybody wants and needs more of. And so credit to both parties to recognize that and to try and find solutions to help people save more faster.
The Secure Act also raises the required age for taking distributions from your 401k, increases the limit for catch-up contributions, and requires companies to give more part-time workers access to their retirement plans. Now, this bill is part of that sprawling $1.7 trillion deal to fund the federal government. So, Kelly, it is expected to pass once Congress signs off on the whole thing, hopefully this week. Back over to you.
And Ylan, say that one more time. So people will be automatically enrolled in these plans, but does it change the amount so for everybody else, does it change the levels that we can put into these plans or anything like that?
Yeah, so it does both of those things, Kelly. Starting in 2025, companies will have to enroll new workers into plans with percentage contributions anywhere from about 3 to 10%, increasing every single year.
Got it.
And in addition to that, it would also allow people to increase the catch-up contribution limit.
Got it. Okay, Ylan, thank you very, very much. Ylan Moy following all the twists and turns of all this for us.
Also here, as you can see, less than a day after the House panel investigating January 6th, issued 4 criminal referrals here for former President Donald Trump, the Senate unveiled the $1.7 trillion Electoral Count Reform Act that's in this bill. The Electoral Count Reform Act, an update to the Electoral Count Act of 1887, raises the threshold for objections to the Electoral College votes from 1 member in each chamber to 1/5 of members in both chambers. Unlike the House's panel's criminal referrals that may or may not go anywhere, the Department of Justice is not obligated to consider congressional referrals. The Senate negotiated bill marks concrete actions against Trump that is set to be signed into law by the end of this week. Quote, "It arguably will save our democracy," says Senator Chris Murphy, who helped negotiate the bill. "What we wrote is not foolproof. Malevolent actors could steal an election, but it makes it a lot harder." In addition to increasing the threshold, the bill clarifies that the role of the vice president in tallying and certifying the Electoral College votes is purely ceremonial, and that only a state's governor or another designated official may submit election results. Quote, "It really was never a problem anywhere from 1887 until 2001, since it became a problem. It's become a problem about 3 or 4 times. It's just an important time to straighten it out." Blunt, who is retiring, continued, "People decided no matter what the law says, they want to read it some other way, and clarifying this law is a good thing. Republicans received a key boost on Tuesday when Senator Rand Paul tossed his support behind the proposal. Paul argued in an op-ed that the electoral count needs to be fixed so the Electoral College writ large is not abolished. The legislation preserves the founders' intent that the laws and election results of the several states are respected. Enacting the Electoral Count Reform and Presidential Transition Improvement Act into law will help demonstrate both to our citizens and to the world that our Republican form of government, which respects the laws of sovereign states and various perspective of individuals throughout our common country, will long endure. Blunt added, it may in some ways be the provision that most needed clarifying. Yeah, so this is kind of one of the big things going forward here, because, I mean, when each state certifies their own results, you know, you got to kind of think this through here, especially going forward. Should one person be able to overturn the results of any state or every single state going forward? Remember, you know, so you got to remember here that each state counts their own results, certifies their own results, recounted their own results. We had multiple different states that counted and recounted their own results, certified their own results. We had multiple states that you know had judges and lawsuits and all these different things go through them, and you know none of this stuff was overturned or anything like that. So and each state handles their own results on their own. Yeah, so you guys can let me know your thoughts here on this and going forward. Look, I have a little Christmas visitor.
Someone is very sleepy.
Are you a little sleepy? What have you been doing for Christmas? Are you getting all ready here, buddy?
I'm watching this friend outside, the squirrel.
Oh, are you friends with the Christmas squirrel? Yeah, you've been sleeping under the Christmas trees, huh? Woo! Oh, you got a couple good Christmas pictures here? Yeah, this is baby Snowy, who's now full grown. Eating all the toonie here, huh? Yeah, you're not talkative today, huh? Did you want to say anything? So yeah, let me know your thoughts here today. Let me know if you're doing anything special for Christmas Eve, or the holidays. If you're, you know, we got this big storm coming. Let me know if you're going to be traveling out in this storm. What's with the funny face? If you're traveling, be safe. You know, try to leave early. I think we're going to be having a special Christmas Eve video for you guys here. I don't think we're going to be doing a video on Christmas Day. Yeah. And yeah, I think we're gonna film it a little bit early. And yeah, so and I think we're gonna have a double trivia question for you guys here on Christmas Eve with double winners. What do you think? Yeah, I know that's pretty exciting, huh? So yeah, let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything. And yeah, do you see yourself in the computer there, buddy? That's you. Yeah, you look like a Snowy here. We're gonna put you outside in the snow and see if we can't see you and see if you blend right in. No, you didn't like that, huh? So I'll keep you up to date here. Make sure you subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free, so you don't miss out on any new videos. And we'll have some special guest appearances coming out here. Yeah, in the next few episodes here for Christmas. So don't miss out on that. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thanks so much for liking and sharing these videos. You can click over here to watch my newest video next, and over here to watch my newest video on details of this bill they're trying to pass. So click on one of our videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next video. All right, see you guys.